Hey, all right. So I want to talk about mind reading, reading the mind, um, because you all know. It just takes you admitting it to yourself that you at least try to do it. You at least try to figure out what other people are thinking, meaning by what they say. What is the hidden message behind the words that they're choosing? You know that sometimes the vibration does not match the words coming out of their mouth. You know the frequency omitted from the pores of their skin, from the very flesh, just like a dog projects when the hair on the back of their neck stands up when you encroach upon their property, and they throw that energy at you with the hair on the back of their neck, the static electricity charging the electromagnetic field so that you can read their energy. So you would be a fool then to deny the abilities that you have to read one's mind. So take a trip with me. Go on this journey with me, if you will, on the electromagnetic field. The frequency, which is communication, which is what we are experiencing right now. We are experiencing fear around something called 5G. There is no such thing as artificial. It is only pretend then. You cannot live outside of love. It's not possible. If you think you are only pretending. And I'm going to prove to you right now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, what I'm talking about. So, when you perceive someone nervous, right? Nervous energy, if you will, when you're around somebody, and you see them afraid, you can tell that they think that you are going to do something, or you are about to do something that they won't like or that they won't appreciate. So they're pretending into the future, right? They're thinking into the future, something that has not yet happened, to be worried or fearful about. The pretending has begun. Oh, but wait, where did it actually begin? When you are not yourself, right? What is the world around you? It's just a reminder, my friends. It's just a reminder. It is only the self. It is only you. So when you perceive, let's say a woman, for example, because as a man, this is how I speak, okay? I'm pretending to be a man. I'm pretending to have a beautiful cock between my legs with a nice dangling pair of balls, okay? And forgive my blatancy, but I just want to be as graphic as possible because I just want to remind you who I really am. I'm just a man. I'm a very simple man. So whatever story you want to make up of me, I will be that. I will show up as you see me. So I will humbly and graciously receive your energy. I tell you what. There's no few humans that can make me feel human as the women in my life. So this is why I speak this way. Especially the young ones, the two teenage girls and that little girl named Satya. When I look into their eyes and I feel their excitement and well, that's what you live for right there, you know, as a man, right? The blessed moments to see these young vibrational beings experience what the world could possibly be as a father, as just a male influence in their life. What a humble opportunity. Anyway, so back to the point. So when you are pretending, because let's remember what happened here. So you know you do this too. You know that sometimes you get worried that somebody's going to do some shit, right? So you say things like, he's getting too attached. You base what you perceive as their behavior. That doesn't mean you're wrong. That's the other thing. Because then that's the fear manifest, right? It's just going to keep spiraling. A good queen, and once again, I'm pretending to be a heterosexual male, okay? Only attracted to the queen, okay? So if you don't understand based on my sexuality, forgive me. So when the queen gets nervous, right? And feels one way or the other. Maybe she is confused about what you're doing. Maybe she told you something and she forgot, right? So you start to do something, a normal behavior that you would, but she's in a place of fear. So she perceives what you're doing as something else because she is not vibrationally aligned with you. So she projects into the future to guess what you are doing. You're not communicating with her. You're not telling her anything. When you see the queen in fear, it is your duty, my man, not to reflect it back to her. Don't reflect it back to her. You just, hey, I'm right here. Tell me what you want. You don't have to project into the future. You don't have to worry. You don't have to cast your fear upon me. I'm standing firm as a man in service to the queen, as a drone in service to the queen. So what does the drone do? The drone dedicates his energy to the queen. You could say through the form of semen in the one and only mating flight that the queen will take. He dies. He becomes detached from his penis, leaving his sperm inside her for her to use that energy for the rest of existence. But what else is happening? As he matures, what is he doing in the hive? He is being fed by the female bees. All of them. They all feed him. He doesn't gather his own food. Why? Because his energy is so precious, right? Just as precious as the queen, just as precious as the worker. No one is more important than the other. It cannot possibly be, because there is no one without the other. Therefore, there is only one. So while we're pretending, once again, there's just one reminder after the next that we're just pretending. We're just pretending. So don't cast the fear. Don't throw the blanket of fear. That's the wool, right? Don't throw that itchy wool on somebody. Just cast the blanket of love. So anyway, so back to the mating flight, or prior to the mating flight, what else is the drone doing? Well, he's a big body. He's warm, isn't he? You and I both know you put your cold ass feet on that man. You and I both know you run under his arms. You love that feeling. You love to be told what to do. You love giving away that trust. You love it. And it doesn't have to be every moment like that, because you're the queen. So, yeah. It also doesn't mean that the queen doesn't get bald, right? A bad queen. Anyway, I'm probably just confusing you now. Back to reading the minds. I just love telling stories about bees and using the hive as a reflection, but we're just pretending. It's just continuing this example of pretending. And to think that you actually know something is, again, just pretending. You can't possibly know something. Because love is infinite, right? In its possibilities. So you begin to think of what love might be, or what love might look like. But then what happens when you sit in front of your counterpart, if you will? For me, when I sit in front of her, and I just breathe with her and relax with her, and that's good shit, right? So once again, if you are going to be fearful and then make up a story based on your interpretation of someone's actions, you could just tell them that. You could just say, hey, I'm a little worried that this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Can you let me know what you're doing? You know, you and I both know you try to read the mind. You try to predict the future. You try to base the future off what you're perceiving as now. That's just pretend. That's make believe. That's fantasy. If you're gonna pretend, make it a good story. That's all I wanted to say. Do your best to vibrationally align, and when you're unsure, just communicate. Just communicate that you're unsure. And then we can align. Use the electromagnetic field, the vibrations. This is vibrating. I love it.